One time. The plea every poker player dreads to utter.
One time, please.
The moment your heart rolls over your head.
One time. All right, one time. Thanks.
The instant fate takes over.
Do I really want to use my one time here?
5, please.
There's a king on the turn.
You didn't even have to use this one time.
It's an ace. Holds hits.
I should have used it.
Lefbury has done it. Here in Barcelona, 79 players remain. And with over €1 million for the winner, one time could be the difference between heartache and ecstasy. It's day 4 of the PokerStars.com EPT Barcelona main event. We're well in the money, and the trophy is drawing closer with every elimination. Last time, the feature table was Bluff City, with the last remaining Team Pro getting right into the mix.
It's the insane bluff. Are you gonna rub it in my face?
I would never do that. I'm a gentleman.
British pro Tom Middleton ended the day leader of the pack, and we lost the original EPT champ, Alexander Stevic. "79 players have returned for day 4, including 3 former EPT champions. The tournament chip leader with more than $1 million is British online pro Thomas Middleton.
Middleton? You think he's related to that princess?
Highly unlikely, and for your information, she is a duchess.
She's from Holland? I thought she was English.
You are a lost cause.
All right, but there are 2 English blokes at our feature table, Mike Watson and Kent Lundmark.
Hang on a sec, Mike Watson is Canadian and Kent Lundmark is Swedish.
Yeah, but they both speak English.
Lundmark grabbed this title 3 years ago. With fewer than 80 players left and an above-average stack, he has a real shot at becoming our first 2-timer.
I can definitely see myself be the first 2-time champion because I'm probably one of the best players in the field that's left now. I have a good chance.
At our secondary feature table is Belgian pro Christophe de Mulder. He's coming off 66th place at last season's grand final and is eyeing a deeper run here.
I'm feeling very good right now. It's obviously very nice to go deep in a tournament like EPT Barcelona. But right now I'm just in it to win it. I just want to go all the way until everyone is out and I can just hold that trophy.
Only 6.5% of the starting field remains, but the hard graft is just beginning. There's still a long way to go to land the first main event title of EPT 10. 1,234 players began this adventure, each paying €5,000, creating a prize pool of nearly $6 million.
Tom Middleton, more like Tom Leaderton, because he's got a million. You know, Christoph's only got 33 big blinds, but he was attached to his twin brother by an umbillion.
Okay, let me handle the rest for the sake of humanity. Jamila von Perga, one of 2 ladies remaining in the tournament, Petra Hryskova being the other. Former champions looking for that 2-time win include Dimitar Danchev, he took down the PCA this year, and Mikolai Pabal, the reigning champ here in Barcelona.
She keeps them in a plastic case, huh? Most women put them in their purse.
And the other former Barcelona winner still alive is...
Kent Lundmark! All right, everybody shut up for a second. I want to drink him in.
Just 10 tables left in the tournament, and joining Lundmark and Mike Watson at our 8-handed feature table are Neil Farrell, who's 5th in chips overall, EPT regular Kevin Isofano, who's on Farrell's direct left and is one of the short stacks, and across the table with position on Lundmark is Finland's Pasi Sormanen. Blinds 5,000, 10,000 with a 1,000 ante.
Nobody's got position on Lundmark except maybe God.
Neil Farrell has ace-king.
Not sure what those sunglasses are for. Kid clearly hasn't spent much time outside.
Under the gun +1. He will raise with this premium hand, makes it 22,000. Fold it around to Guillermo Olvera. Queen 4 offsuit. That goes in the muck. Lundmark on the button. Folds. Is Pasi Sormanen wearing a cape?
Yeah, I've never been to Finland. Is this outfit standard?
Ace-3 suited in the small blind.
I'd say this is either a 3-bet or a fold.
Call.
Yeah, but guys in capes tend to play by their own rules.
Eli Heath in the big blind. 6-3. He's out of here.
Ace rag flops pretty poorly in heads-up pots. Multi-way is a little bit better when it's suited.
The flop is 7-6 deuce rainbow. Ace-king still ahead.
Pretty bad flop for ace-3. What did I tell ya?
Pasi Sormanen checks. Neil Farrell continues. He bets 27,000.
Oh boy.
That is a check raise to 59,000.
I don't know how many hands this check raise is going to get to fold.
You have 4 stacks of blues.
The blue chips are worth 5,000 each.
And Neil's hand is one we can add to the not folding list.
He calls in position. And there is a king on the turn.
And this is basically Neil's gin card.
Sormanen now drawing dead.
And he is going to keep barreling. He's going to need that cape because this barrel is going over the falls.
Another 59,000.
Neil's just never folding now. Which would be bad for him if Pasi was raising the flop with a set, but he wasn't and probably wouldn't very often.
He calls. Nearly 300,000 in the middle. Queen of spades on the river.
Terrible card for Pasi to keep barreling. If it came low, he could maybe rep something, but I don't think Neil's ever folding on this card.
He is going to bluff it. 106,000.
How much?
106,000.
I call.
Farrell calls with top pair and wins the pot.
Yeah, on that run out, probably best to just give it up. I think he agrees.
Oh, you had it.
Sometimes I have it.
Oops.
Affable. I like that.
So the player known as Feraldo87 online moves up to second on the leaderboard. He's playing 1.12 million, while fellow Brit Tom Middleton has dropped into third. The new chip leader is Frenchman Raphael Halfon. Other notables in the top 10 include Kevin van der Smissen and Thomas Butzhammer. Well, let's head to one of our outer tables where the reigning champ is all in.
For so few big blinds, Pabal's probably not shoving super light. He's got no fold equity.
Gleb Kovtunov calls and puts Pabal at risk. Nines against ace-queen. It's a race.
Your classic race, like chocolate versus vanilla.
Pabal looking to hit one of his 2 overcards. 2 nines on the flop.
The classic race followed by the not as classic drawing dead on the flop.
Good luck.
No back-to-back victory in Barcelona for Nikolai Pabal. He is a victim of hashtag death by quads.
Also hashtag death by Fedora.
While another EPT title holder is all in and flipping against the tournament chip leader.
More racing.
Halfon with ace-king. Danchev at risk. Marginally ahead with pocket eights. Still ahead, Halfon has flopped a gut shot.
Picks up 4 more outs.
Safe card for Danchev on the turn. He just has to fade an ace, king, or jack on the river. It's a 7. Danchev doubles up.
Good day for pairs so far, 2 for 2.
So we are down to 2 for the 2-time. Who will last longer? Dimitar Danchev or Kent Lundmark?
I think we know the answer to that, James.
Vote using the hashtag EPT as we head back to the main feature table where Kevin Isofano is all in and your boy Lundmark has called and has Isofano dominated.
Kent Lundmark.
Isofano shoved for just 11 big blinds. Well, that flop gives both players a straight draw. Isofano now needs a 10 rather than an 8. Lundmark's still a big favourite.
Yeah, he is.
Queen on the turn. Isofano has a 6% chance of doubling up. There's a 14% chance of a chop. The river card is a 3.
Listen.
We lose Kevin Isofano.
Good luck, guys.
You made 2 mistakes, my friend, and both of them were messing with Kent Lundmark.
Kevin exits in 69th place. That's worth nearly 15,000 euros.
Look at him, I can't even... I don't have... There just isn't... Kent Lundmark!
Well, we have another all-in, this one at our secondary feature table. Christoph de Mulder has made his move with Jack-9 suited. David Kaufman has King-Queen suited. And he's called.
Dang, more shoving than the front row of a Slayer concert.
The last remaining member of Team Pro at risk, and near enough a 2-to-1 underdog.
He is drawing live, though. Not a terrible position to be in.
Well, there is top pair for Kaufman. De Mulder has a straight draw.
Not the flop Christoph wanted to see, but he's still not drawing dead.
Looking for a queen, and there it is. But it's not over yet. Kaufman can retake the lead and eliminate de Mulder with a king or queen on the river. It's a 9.
I double.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect anyone else to be nearly as happy about that as you, Bob. Hooray!
De Mulder up to 352,000. Still significantly below the tournament average, with 66 players remaining in the EPT Barcelona main event. The blinds are up to 6,000, 12,000 with a 2,000 ante. We're heading back to the main feature table. Action's been folded around to Guillermo Olvera. He passes. Kent Lundmark has Queen 10 of diamonds.
Kent Lundmark. You know, I think I'm over the Kent Lundmark. Just kidding. Kent Lundmark.
From the cutoff, he raises to 25k. Pasi Sormanen has pocket deuces.
This is almost always a just call. Even for Super Sormanen over here.
He does call from the button. Siddharth Jain has just joined the feature table. He folds the small blind. And Sir Watts gives up the big blind, heads up to the flop. And that flop is 10-7 deuce, top pair for Lundmark, a set for Sormanen.
No! No! I can't look. He can get away from this.
Interestingly, Kent does not continue, he checks.
Great read, Kent. Great instincts. Check fold.
Sormanen bets his set, 25,000.
No. Kent was looking to check raise to get some more chips in.
Lundmark going for a fistful of blue. With a cherry on top. That is a check raise to 66,000.
In general, I think Kent's better off just betting his 10. A check raise is going to get called by fewer and stronger hands. Regardless, this is a cooler. This is going to get messier for Kent than a Dexter kill room.
No, I'm all in.
Sormanen shoves.
Get away from it, Kent!
I call.
And Lundmark calls. Drawing very thin.
Oh, nice hand.
And now Lundmark is drawing dead. We lose the last remaining former Barcelona champ.
Can we blur that? No? Okay. Well, good thing there's no camera in here. You need to blur something right now. Is there any money left in the bleep budget? Because Kent Lundmark is out, and I am livid.
He receives nearly 15,000 euros for his 64th place finish. Sormanen may be happy. Joe Stapleton, not so much. And Dimitar Danchev is the last remaining potential two-timer.
Position available. One new favorite player. Tweet me something to talk me off this ledge. Well, James, there he is. Christopher Columbus, the man who discovered America.
Actually, he discovered the Bahamas. And North America was discovered hundreds of years before that by Leif Erikson.
Well, he was Spanish.
No, actually, he was Italian.
He was Italian. That's what you sound like.
Here at the PokerStars.com, EPT Barcelona, just 63 remain from the record 1,234 who started. Before the break, EPT 7 Barcelona champ Kent Lundmark joined last year's winner Nikolai Pabal on the rail, leaving Dimitar Danchev as the only two-time possibility. Moving up to the main stage, we have a new cast of characters. With Team Pro Christoph de Mulder having beaten his best ever EPT performance. The question now is, how far can he go? Well, Christoph is sharing a table with two of the tournament big stacks, Benoit Guri and Creston Big Toro Nielsen, plus one of the two remaining ladies in the field, Jamila von Perger.
I wish I could say mature enough to not find the name Buttshammer incredibly amusing, but I simply cannot.
Blinds are up, 8,000, 16,000 with a 2,000 ante. Action's been folded around to Von Perger. 6-7 off, she folds. Christoph de Mulder in the cutoff. Looks down at Jack Queen offsuit.
I don't have to tell you guys this is a raise, right? We're like at that point.
There is the raise to 32,000. Florian Dimitri Duta has ace-10 suited on the button.
Year of Romania. Duda, where's my button? You're on it.
He calls in position. Buttshammer folds the small blind. Kaufman folds the big blind. Heads up to the flop. And that flop is King 9-4. Ace high still ahead. Christoph looking to continue. He bets 35,000.
Betting that old Getty. A lot of folks are going to peel one time here with a hand that could be best and a lot of backdoors. Looks like Call of Duda maybe wants to sit this one out.
He lets it go.
Doesn't want to get fragged. What, you guys don't play COD?
Christoph de Mulder now playing 786,000. By the way, if you are squeamish, you might want to block your ears for the next 90 seconds.
Matti, Fatima and I, we were on a show called Survivor. Just about 16 known people from Belgium and Holland on an island in Malaysia. 40 days of isolation, no food, no nothing, just going back to the roots. The worst thing I had to do on Survivor was eating the living larva. I had to bite the head off. And because you're in a team, you just go with it. But then when I bit the head off, there was all this black fungus coming out of there. It was so disgusting. When I think about it. And then the thing is still shaking around, and I had to put it in my mouth. Oh, it was the most horrible thing that I've done in my life. I'm feeling very good right now. It's obviously very nice to go deep in a tournament like EPT Barcelona. I'm playing very well as well, so that's actually what gives me the most pleasure. But right now I'm just in it to win it. I just want to go all the way until everyone is out and I can just hold that trophy.
I think the most amazing thing about that Survivor story is that there were 16 famous people in Belgium.
That's why they had to combine Belgium and Holland to make the show. Action folded around to Buttshammer.
Please play this hand.
Queen 9 suited. Under the gun +2. Looks like he wants to play it. Oh, I was kind of expecting a raise. He just limps.
He certainly could have. Why is this guy's chair so much lower than everyone else's? It's like a hobbit.
And it's Emilio Jimenez, who's just joined the feature table. David Kaufman folds. Benoit Guri gives up the button. Big Toro in the small blind.
And that would be the wizard.
In the big blind, Jamila Von Perger has ace-8. And she shoves.
More like Jam Milla Von Perger.
And Buttshammer folds.
Good limp, though. Good limp.
Jamila Von Perger currently lives in Vienna. She finished 523rd in this year's World Series of Poker main event. Her partner is German pro Manig Lerzer, who had a deep run in the PCA this year. Bad news from out in the field.
Nice hand. Good luck, guys.
We have lost our online qualifier, Ryan Spittles.
Flame out.
He busts in 60th place. And that's worth the better part of 15,000 euros. A great result for Ryan when you consider that he won his seat online. Now, do you remember this guy? Anaras Alekbarovis. He came 4th in EPT Barcelona last year. Heads up to the flop against Dermot Blaine. Alekbarovis has checked. Blaine has bet 32,000.
To answer your question, James, yes, I do remember him. Always well dressed.
He check raises to 75,000.
And I also remember he's a pretty aggressive player, so I think you have to call here with most real hands. And 8's cool, too.
Blaine does call. The turn card is the 7 of spades.
80.
Alec Barovas continues, betting 80,000.
From the big blind, it's not impossible for him to have an 8.
Blaine shoves. Alec Barovas calls and shows 10-8 for trips. Blaine with top pair.
Didn't even need to see the cards when he called that quick. It's an 8 or it's 2 kings.
Blaine needs a king to survive, but it's a 9.
Good luck, guys. Not a super cooler, but cooler-ish, especially with Blaine's stack.
He exits the room. His chips slide across to Anaras Alec Barovas, the current tournament chip leader. He's now playing more than 2.6 million. By the way, we recently lost Petra Huraskova, which means Jamila von Perga, up on our feature table, is the last lady standing.
Well, I mean, sitting. Just the last lady sitting.
Action on David Kaufman. Ace-King.
Ooh. Kaufman's got fewer than 15 big blinds. Obviously, he's raising. He could put it in a min raise or something, but I think shoving will actually look weaker.
All in.
He does shove. Benoit Guri folds. Creston Nielsen passes. Von Perga folds the small blind. Christoph de Mulder with ace-queen in the big blind.
Another cooler.
Calls. And we'll see that he is dominated.
De Mulder's obviously way ahead of Kaufman's range. Let me just find the right poker cliche, and yep, there it is. Nothing you can do.
Jack 6-3 with 2 hearts.
Got backdoor.
Little backdoor.
Did something else happen on that Survivor show we should know about?
The turn card is the 3 of diamonds.
No more backdoor.
Boy, that larva must have really messed up his gutty works.
Kaufman just has to fade a queen on the river. And he does.
Kaufman's all, the tribe has spoken.
He gets the full double up through Christoph de Mulder. Now playing a stack of 430,000.
How can you have me beat there? I was almost dancing when I saw the ace-queen.
Yeah, I would have been too. I was dancing when you called.
I guess.
Let's just hold off on all the dancing. Oh, hey, check it out. Cooler story, bro.
Let's head out into the field for some action from the outer tables. We have just lost main event and high roller regular Mike Watson.
Second bad beat, I accidentally congratulated him on making the final table of the super high roller. He didn't. I'm sorry, Mike.
Meanwhile, Max Greenwood is about to double up through Sergei Chanchev.
All of the Greenwood.
Kings against jacks with just 1 card to come. And it's a jack!
Oh boy.
A brutal beat for Greenwood.
Kidding me?
Oh. Maximum Greenwood, maximum tiltage. Don't worry, Sergey. He's not yelling about you. He'll see you at home.
As eliminations from poker tournaments go, that one was pretty nasty.
Oh, God.
Christ. Well, Dimitar Danchev is all in again, and behind to Tom Middleton with 2 cards to come.
Right now, Tom is wishing for bricks harder than the other 2 little pigs.
The turn card, 8 of clubs. There are 6 diamonds Danchev could hit for a flush, or a 10 for a better straight. But it's a king on the river. He is gone.
And if Danchev wants to win a second EPT, it won't be here in Barcelona. Not this year, at least.
Tom Middleton, now up to over 1.6 million. And the curse lives on. Still no 2-time winner on the EPT.
If you want to play in an EPT event, go to PokerStars.com, where there are qualifiers every day. What do you think he's pointing at?
America, obviously.
Joe, even if he did discover North America, which he didn't, he's not pointing east, he's pointing south.
Well, that explains it.
Explains what?
He's pointing at your mom's house.
Welcome back inside Casino Barcelona, hosting the PokerStars.com EPT. And Christoph de Mulder is being moved out into the field.
I know, Jamila. I'll miss him too.
By the way, we need to pick a new online qualifier, Joe, and once again, I think we should stick our necks out and back an underdog in the tournament.
This is great. Do we get to pick new ones all the way up through heads up?
Our next online qualifier is British pro Tom Middleton. 26 years old, he's from Yorkshire, live career earnings in excess of 700,000 euros, and no, he's not related to Kate.
Oh, that's too bad. Tom would make a kick-ass duke.
Go midi. Tom raised pre-flop, got called by Luca Fiorini. Check, check on the flop, ace of spades on the turn. Midi checks a second time. Fiorini checks behind. 5 of diamonds on the river.
Probably wasn't going check, 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 check if someone had spades. See if Tom bets now.
The delayed continuation bet of 75,000 gets a fold from Fiorini.
I guess it was some kind of small pair trying to get called by worse, or maybe even total air. So far, he seems unaffected by the qualifier curse.
Still in the top 5, 1.7 million in chips.
But seriously, we get to pick guys still? There's like 20 players left.
Actually, 39. With the blinds up to 10,000 and 20,000 with a 3,000 ante. Back at the feature table, we lost David Kaufman during the break, but we have gained Christopher Andler.
Go, Christopher Andler. Hi.
He has 4 deuce offsuit, and he will fold. Benoit Guri is out. Preston Nielsen gives up the button. Jamila von Perga has pocket 4s in the small blind.
And she's got a few too many chips to just shove here.
Her opponent is Florian Dimitri Duta in the big blind. Well, she chooses to complete. Option on Duta, who has ace-9 off.
If she's limping with the intention of jamming to a raise, I really like this move. It's a great way to squeeze a little extra value out of a hand like this.
Duta does raise. Makes it 50,000.
See if she pulls the trigger.
She shoves.
Click, click, boom.
Can I get the count?
Ace-9 is in a gross spot here. I think a hand like this is right on the line. Ace-10 is a call, Ace-8 is a fold. Ace-9 is like the coin landed on its side. I think the determining factor here depends on Jamila's perceived playing style. She doesn't look exactly comfortable, but most hands that are crushing her would have called by now. And this is just a really, really tough call for Duda.
On Jamila's rail is her boyfriend Manik Lerza, her mother Maria, and her mother's partner Jürgen.
You think he's trying to get a read, or he's just, you know, could explain why she looks so uncomfortable. Believe me, I know that look.
I call.
Duta calls! And it's a race!
You know, we see races so often to the point where we get a little jaded, but these are huge moments for the players involved.
Von Perga is at risk. Yes, her hand is pocket 4s. And normally in these flips, it's the pocket pair which is the slight favourite. It's the other way round here because we did see a 4 folded.
Well, at least she doesn't know that.
Here comes the flop. And there's an ace! And because Christopher Andler folded the 4 of clubs, Jamila von Perga is now drawing to 1 out. She will need to hit on the river just a 2% chance of survival.
GG, JVP. Her rail invoking the 1 time.
The river card. Boom! It's the 4!
It's Jamila time! Must be amazing to have your life be absolutely perfect.
Not so much, maybe.
1 time.
Nice hand.
You know, we talk about the 1 time, and this time it actually happened.
1 time.
You sure?
He's taking it well.
So sick. Oh.
Oh, about 99, maybe.
Jamila gets the full double up.
Nice hand.
Oh.
That was a tough one there.
Oh my god.
Man. Well, let's poker.
Yep.
I can't believe this. So amazing.
What an incredible feeling.
I started to play poker like for 3 or 4 years, but seriously for half year or a year. Some very good friends of mine are playing poker professionally. After a while, I realized I really love the game so much and I wanted to get better and better. My boyfriend, Manny Closer, he's professional as well. And since I know him, I'm doing better. When I start to play, all players think, okay, it's a woman. She might be not too good. They guess I'm tight. And for the first hours, I used that for me. But after a while, they realize I'm not a normal girl. It's important for me that the players respect me. I always have the feeling I'm never respected. So that's the most important, not the money. Winning an EPT means like you are somebody in the scene then. You're a professional and you got respected from the other players. To win an EPT would be my dream. Yeah, it would be amazing.
On this hand, we're sweating with Jamila. She's got pocket jacks. There's been a raise from Benoit Guri. Now, this guy won a poker show on French TV worth 100K in tournament buy-ins.
40? No. Is that 40? Question.
Anybody think that's a tell?
Yeah, don't protest too much. Looks like she will just call the 40,000.
Yeah, when you do that, try not to look so relieved. Still, I don't think it would be that bad with jacks if it was ruled it all in.
Anyone else want to play? No. Heads up to the flop.
By the way, I think calling's just fine. You don't have to 3-bet it, especially with other folks stacked behind.
Guri out of position, but he has the pre-flop betting lead. The flop is King 9-4 with 2 clubs.
We don't love the flop, but if Guri checks, I'd say we're pretty safe.
He's not checking. He c-bets 50,000.
Well, you would expect most folks to continue with most of their range here, so I think we got to peel one. Maybe he just shuts down.
She calls. 7 of clubs on the turn. And Guri slows down, he checks.
This is a pretty interesting turn. See, there's plenty for us to protect against, but at the same time, I think most of the hands that are calling us, if we bet here, are hands we're losing to. Or hands that have really good equity against us. So I'm leaning toward a check behind, but really it's whatever Jamila thinks. Whatever makes Jamila happy.
She is not checking behind. She is betting 92,000.
Oh, and yeah, I probably should have mentioned this before, but when we bet it opens to something getting check raised. Sorry.
And that's what happens. Guri check raises to 220K.
Boy, this is tough. Small raise, good odds to call. We put ourselves in a bad spot starting with the, oh my god, I didn't mean all in. Then this bet on the turn. When we're ahead, we're still only about a coin flip, I think, so I'm fine with a fold here.
She does fold. Guri had 8-7. He turned a pair, but he was way behind.
That right there is a fella capitalizing on a less experienced player, a.k.a. us. Remember, sometimes protecting your hand is not as important against players capable of making big bluffs. Keep the pot small, check the turn, print monies.
Von Perga now has under 800,000. Benoit Guri, on the other hand, is up over 2 million. He is second on the tournament leaderboard behind Ananas Alekbarovas. Our qualifier pick, Tom Middleton, is currently 6th in chips, just behind Kurko and Kolosov, who are both at our secondary feature table. On the outer tables, we've got 2 former Barcelona finalists in action.
Kostic made the final table here in season, and Alekbarovas in the season.
Good knowledge, Joe. Good knowledge. Kostic, the season 8 runner-up, checks. Alekbarovas, season 9 4th place finisher, bets 40,000.
Oh, we're all so impressed, James.
Kostic calls.
This board's gonna hit a lot of big blind calling ranges.
4 of diamonds on the turn.
Puts even more draws out there.
Kostic checks a second time. Alekbarovas bets again, 75K.
It's really hard to say what either guy has here.
Kostic check calls a second straight.
I think most often Dragon's gonna be calling with a queen.
Ace of diamonds on the river.
Kostic's body language tells me he's not that happy with this card, and that he's a coffee drinker, votes Republican, and sleeps on his side.
He checks. And Alek Barovas bets again, enough to put Kostic all in. He folds.
Meh, maybe just a misdraw. Either way, not the river he was looking for.
Anaras Alek Barovas extends his chip lead, now playing 2.5 million.
You know, I made some anagrams out of Anaras Alek Barovas. Beaver Koala ran ass.
Let's head across the room. The last Team Pro standing is all in and ahead of Edouard Bagu. Ace-10 against King-Queen.
De Mulder in a pretty good spot. He's the favorite, and he's got hearts nutted.
It's a low flop. Ace-high still leads.
But this is a big sweat against live cards.
Bagu looking for a king or a queen to eliminate De Mulder. Deuce of hearts on the turn. De Mulder now an 86% favorite. There's a king on the river!
Ugh, I was gonna say going out like that is the worst, but then I remembered chlorofluorocarbons.
Edouard Bagu gets there on the river, sending Christophe De Mulder to the rail in 36th place.
I know he's saying thanks for the support, but I can't help but feel like he's being a little dismissive of us.
Christophe, don't use that exit! Incoming!
Why aren't you people running?
Can we at least agree that though Columbus was not the first European explorer to reach the Americas, having been preceded by the Norse expedition led by Leif Erikson in the 11th century, Columbus's voyages did lead to the first lasting European contact with the Americas, inaugurating a period of European exploration, conquest, and colonization that lasted for several centuries.
Can we at least agree that you copied that directly from the internet and are reading it off a cue card?
Absolutely.
Just a couple of levels to play before day 4 draws to a close here at the PokerStars.com EPT Barcelona. For last lady standing, Jamila von Perga, her miracle one-outer has given her the chance to make it through the day and perhaps even further. But her job has become more difficult with the addition of tournament chip leader Anaras Alek Barovas to the feature table.
Don't you mean baklava sensor area? Sorry if you're just joining us, I'm doing anagrams of Anaras.
Blind's currently 10-20 with a 3K ante. Maximilian Senft is the other new player at our feature table. He folds. Florian Dimitri Duta has ace-queen of diamonds.
I assume Duta too will be sending out some creeps here.
To raise from the cutoff to 40,000. Pocket deuces for Alek Barovas.
Ask Saab Arena Larvae is wearing the wrong outfit for this hand. He's gonna get it all dirty, what with the set mining and all.
He calls. Emilio Jimenez folds the small blind, and Benoit Guri folds the big. Heads up to the flop, and there's the deuce, and 2 9s to go with it. Alek Barovas flops a full house.
That's pretty strong.
Duta with just ace high, bets 40,000.
Continues drawing nearly dead. He can only win with running aces, queens, or 9s.
Alek Barovas raises to 125,000.
This is a dream spot for a hand like this against a thinking player. This is a board where a raise is going to look very bluffy.
Duta calls.
Fairly light call, too.
381,000 in the pot. The jack of diamonds on the turn. Duta picks up a flush draw.
Duta, where's my diamond? What a terrible card for him.
He is now officially drawing dead. He checks.
The sickest part is that Duta probably really likes his hand against Alek Barovas' range. I'd say he's more often going to be winning here than he is drawing dead.
Alek Barovas bets 235,000.
There's just no way Duta can ever fold this. For his sake, hopefully he doesn't hit a diamond.
He calls. 851,000 in the middle. And it's a 9 on the river.
That's actually the best possible river card for Duta.
He checks. Alek Barovas checks behind. Full house good.
Nice hand, Naval Sea Bra Soaker. And Duda has been taking it on the chin today.
Oleg Barova's still the chip leader, a year after he made it into the top 4 in this tournament. Oleg Barova shoves, snap called by Jokamainen. Queen Jack 3 flop, Oleg Barova's looking for a 9 or running straight cards. He exits in 4th place for just over 300,000 euros.
Yeah, I'd be making a fast getaway too. Heartbreaking. I'd say maybe he'll do better this year, but he won like 300K. That's like pretty good.
Well, our other Barcelona final tableist, Dragan Kostic, is out. We have lost the runner-up from season 8 in 34th.
Dragan Kostic, flashback in 3, 2... What, no flashback?
We're checking in on our qualifier pick, Tom Middleton, taking on former chip leader Rafael Halfon. Halfon checks the flop. And Midi bets 100,000. Halfon raises to 225,000.
On this type of board, this race is going to get Middleton to fold all of his bluffs and call with all of his somethings.
I figure he's got something. He calls.
Not too many draws on this board.
Board pairs on the turn. 10 of spades. Halfon check raise the flop. He checks the turn.
Nothing really developing on this board. A 10 went from very likely to be good to extremely likely to be good, like a kid right before Christmas.
Midi checks behind, and the 4 of diamonds comes on the river. 604,000 in the middle. Action on Halfon.
Halfon's loading up all of a sudden. Maybe he's the one with a 10.
He bets 185,000.
Oh.
Those yellows are worth 25,000 each.
I changed my mind. I'm with Tom Middleton over here.
He raises to 650K. Halfon calls. Midi shows 4s. He rivered a full house. Halfon had 6s.
I hate Halfon's river bet, but I don't hate the river call. I think betting there only ever helps you when you're trying to induce a bluff.
Midi now up over 2.8 million.
Halfon kind of played his hand face up, which is going to cost you against good players. And Tom's a good player. Know how I know? Because he's our qualifier. Sizzle. Ouch. Hot sweat drip.
Back to the main feature table, which is like a revolving door. We've now lost Maximilian Senft and gained Alejandro Perez. Blinds 12,000, 24,000 with a 3,000 ante. Perez folds. Duta has 9-4 of hearts.
Come on now.
He passes. Like Barovas folds. Jimenez is out. 9-7 off for Benoit Guri on the button.
Yeah, why not?
He raises to 53,000. Ace deuce for Jamila von Perga.
I think this is a just call out of the big blind, but 3 betting's probably okay too. Especially if you think your opponent's raising super wide, which he is.
This looks like it is going to be a 3-bet.
She may be a little trepidatious. Guri ate her lunch when she had 2 jacks before.
She re-raises to 132,000.
Well, Guri doesn't look that happy about it.
No kidding, he's got 9-7 off suit, but he responds with a 4-bet to 303K.
Yeah, that's the one fatal flaw of the 3-bet. You kind of have to fold now.
Frustrating, but there's nowhere to go. And Guri goes 2 for 2 against von Perga.
He's had her number today, and my guess is that her number is not that easy to get.
After she got that miracle double up, she was playing more than $1 million. She's now down to half that amount. As we head out into the field, where Tom Middleton has just won another pot. He's moved over the 3 million mark.
Qualifier, sizzle, whoosh, pop. Ah, my baby's in there, the qualifier. I'm sorry, lady, it's just too hot.
But we have lost a player. Winnie the Pooh is out in 26th, which means we are down to 25.
That is just sick that someone would do that to a Pooh Bear just to make a hat. What a monster.
Back to the main feature table. Action folded around to Jamila von Perga. King, queen off.
Obviously, this is a raise. But maybe she's already daydreaming about what it's going to be like to make day 5.
48.
Min raise from the cutoff. Perez folds the button. Duta in the small blind. 3-4 suited. He passes.
Can you put 20 in one strike?
Look at you, Mr. Bossy Pants. What's this guy? Think we're in the boardroom?
A6 for Anaras Alekperovas.
Certainly you could understand him defending here.
And he does defend.
He was asking for a count because he wants to know how likely it is she's going to be all in on this hand.
The flop is King Jack 5. Top pair for Von Perga. Not much for Alekperovas.
With King Queen, this is a flop you feel very good about. I imagine this goes check, bet, fold a lot.
Well, there's the first part of the equation. Alekperovas has checked. Here's part 2. Von Perga continues for 50,000.
Anaras can't think he's got the best hand here very often. He's beating almost nothing.
Wow, he calls. Floating out of position.
Things are getting a little tricky.
The turn card, the 9 of hearts.
Even though this isn't going to work right now, this is not a bad move in general.
He leads for 75K.
I think I like a check raise on the flop better, though. Accomplishes the same thing and looks a little stronger.
Jamila moves all in, and Anaras quickly folds.
On Jamila's side, I think I probably would have preferred a call there. She could have induced river bluffs. In general, she seems really keen on protecting her hands.
She's down to around 700K, but looks like she will be back for day 5. Well, day 4 of the EPT Barcelona main event concludes with Martin Stashko all in and way behind against Neil Farrell.
Love Stashko. His heads-up match with Pius Heinz would play on repeat in my local game, non-stop. Still don't know what happened, though. Did he win?
No, he came second, and he hasn't won this hand either. He is out in 25th place. He'll cash for just shy of 30,000 euros, and that means 24 players will return for day 5.
James, say a number, mess her up. Love this guy's suit. Is he writing out his bag or filling out a TPS report? Remember, they're using new cover sheets now.
Anaras Alekperovas making a deep run in EPT Barcelona for the 2nd year running. He is 3rd in chips. But Tom Middleton will start day 5, how he started days 3 and 4 as chip leader. Now, the last lady standing isn't on the leaderboard, but she will return tomorrow with less than half the tournament average.
I have now 700,000, and so tomorrow I will have a little bit more than 20 big blinds. But now there are quite a lot of good players left, so I'm not too confident, but I think everything is possible, so it's okay.
Next time, the final 24 compete for the 8 seats at the final table.
El Choros, vamos, buenas. Vamos for helvede.
The mind games intensify.
Oh, come on.
You had 8-10, I knew it.
As visions of the trophy pull sharply into focus.